Let's go to the Lord in prayer. Father, we want to thank you as we just sang that Jesus is our friend. There's not a closer friend on this planet than our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. We thank you for what that friend did for us some 2,000 years ago. That he was willing to live that perfect life that none of us can live. That he would be the very Lamb of God who would go to the cross and be sacrificed in my place. No greater love than this. We lay down our life for our friend. And Jesus laid down his life for us that he calls his friends. We thank you that he not only laid down his life, but he was resurrected. That he ascended on high where he reigns and he's seated next to you, Father, making intercession for even me right now, for those who have believed. We love you. We thank you. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for the time that we've already had together. And we pray, God, now as we worship you by opening your word and studying here, Lord, from this wonderful gospel, the Gospel of Luke. We ask, God, that you give us wisdom, that you give us knowledge, that you give us understanding. We might see you, that we might focus, that all distractions will leave our heart and our minds right now, and our focus will be totally and completely on you. The most important time of our week, when your word is open before us. I pray, God, that you will speak. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. So our theme here this morning is that all Christians must be ready, if need be, to give up everything for the call of Christ. Let me say that again. The theme here for us this morning is that all Christians, all who have repented and believed on Jesus Christ, that if need be, we give up everything for the call of Christ Jesus. Today, as we follow Christ onward toward that cross here in the Gospel of Luke, we come up against an extremely, extremely demanding text. This is a text of Scripture that we must get right. You know, the big problem with understanding this text, this passage, is that we've been conditioned by the world that we live in to not think that this text is true. We read it and we study it, and then immediately we make some excuse as to why Jesus surely could not have meant what he said here. Most in America, if you ask them if they were or if they are Christian, and say, why, yes, I am a Christian. Most of the time, the answer is based on some social idea that basically everyone is a Christian. Most in this group, they have no earthly idea what the gospel is. They could not tell you what the gospel is. At best, they're moral Americans who own a Bible. The second group believes that they are Christian because they affirm a few truths found in the Bible. They think that if you believe a few correct things about Jesus, then you really have to be a Christian. If you ask them certain questions, they might even be able to give you the correct answers. They own Bibles and perhaps they even read them on occasion. If you ask them the same question, are you Christian? They would answer, why, yes, of course I am. We've also been conditioned to believe that saying a little short prayer makes you a Christian. If you come to the front of the church and you grab hold of the preacher's hand, now you need at least tears in your eyes, and you hold the preacher's hand and you repeat after him, then you're a Christian. All of these ideas We must get out of our heads because they're not true. Yet what makes it so hard for us is that we've grown up hearing these ideas. They've been placed in our minds. We've been taught them all of our lives. If it's possible today, let's not approach Christianity with these preconceived, unbiblical notions. But let's approach it afresh and listen to what Jesus himself tells us being a Christian really is. For the next few minutes, I want us to pretend that we're hearing these requirements of a Christian for the first time. I must qualify one very, very important point here. And that is when Jesus uses the title disciple in our text, it is synonymous with Christian. A Christian is a disciple, and there are no Christians who are not disciples. A disciple isn't some super duper Christian or something you become after you're saved. A disciple is a Christian, period. Acts 11, verse 27. Acts 11, 26 says this. And when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch. For a whole year they met with the church and taught a great many people. And in Antioch the disciples were first called, here it is, Christians. So please, please hear God's holy word. And if you can, and if you will, stand with me as we read here from Luke 14. We're going to read verses 25 through 35. Luke 14, 25 through 35. It says, now great crowds accompanied him. And he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, and yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you desiring to build a tower does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he's laid a foundation and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Or what king going out to encounter another king in war will not sit down first and deliberate whether he's able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore, any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot be my disciple. Salt is good, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is of no use either for the soil or for the manure pile. It is thrown away. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. May the Lord add his blessing to the reading of his holy word. You may be seated. So first question for us this morning. Does Jesus have your supreme loyalty? That's a good question, isn't it? Does Jesus Christ, the biblical Jesus, does he have your supreme loyalty? So let's look again here at verses 25 through 27. Let's read those again, 25 through 27. Now great crowds accompanied him, and he turned and said to them, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, and yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. So our text begins here with Luke showing us the context of Jesus' teaching. There were many people following Jesus. Luke calls them here a great crowd. Your version might say a multitude. So there are lots of people that are following Jesus. What's going on is that there were literally thousands following Jesus. But he knew something. He knew something about them. He knew that their following was superficial. Their commitment was superficial. They wanted Jesus for what they could gain from him now by aligning with him. They wanted earthly wealth. They wanted power from Jesus. And they knew, or Jesus knew, that their motives were not correct. Now, question for us, question to all of us. Are you a follower of Jesus Christ? And if so, why? Why do you follow Jesus Christ? Why are you a follower? Are you a superficial follower, a spectator? Or are you a committed follower, a real follower of Jesus? You know, the crowd, they wanted what Jesus could give them right now. However, the exact opposite was true. Following Christ would cost them everything. Following Jesus would cost them everything. And the same is true for today. Following Christ costs you everything. Or you're not following Christ if it doesn't cost you everything. Following Jesus costs relationships. It costs your relationship with other people. Let's look here again. Jesus said, if anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, yes, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Believe it or not, this is how Jesus did evangelism. Isn't that funny? Because we have all of these classes that you can take on evangelism. We see all of these things that people tell us. This is how Jesus did evangelism. This is an evangelistic text. Now, he doesn't desire to turn away true followers, only those who are superficial. Jesus desires that all people come to him, but in that universal call that goes out, along with it is the call to discipleship. In other words, to be a Christian means that Christ has your total allegiance. Now, we're not called to hate our families. We're not called to hate others. What we're called here to do is to love Jesus so much more than we love anyone else. We know that Jesus said, love your enemies. But when we think of our families, usually, that's the people that we love the most. And what he's saying here is, you must love me more, much more than you love those in your family. This love-hate language is very typical of ancient hyperbole. And that's exaggerated statements or overstatement. That's what they did often in the ancient languages. Now, the point is here that there is times when following Christ will itself bring feuds within the family. I want you to think about maybe a son. And the son decides that he's now saved, and he decides that he's going on the mission field. He has a lost dad, a lost mother. And they would rather him become a doctor or a lawyer or something else. Of course, that's going to cause a feud within the family. And by the way, this was true in the life of Martin Luther, who helped birth the Reformation. He followed Christ and not the desires of others, even his family. Question, are you willing, if need be, to forsake even your family in the pursuit of following Christ? Remember our theme here this morning. Remember that theme. All Christians must be ready, if need be, to give up everything for the call of Christ. So following Jesus may cost you relationships. It probably will. Following Jesus costs you your very own life. It costs you your own life. Look at verse 26, Luke 14:26. If anyone comes to me and does not hate even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. You know, Jesus requires loyalty. He requires loyalty. As Christians, we must be willing and ready to forsake family, and if need be, in order to follow Jesus. Jesus even goes further here. If need be, we must be willing even to give up our own life. Question, do you love your life so much that you're not willing to deny your life for Christ? You would rather deny Jesus Christ than deny yourself. Is that the place you are in your life? We've already learned in Luke's gospel that we're called to deny ourselves. Luke 9, verses 23 through 24. 23 through 24, Luke 9 says, and he said to all, and this is Jesus speaking, if anyone would come after me, here it is, everybody catch this, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. See, I want everyone to understand this is the Jesus of the Bible. This is not the Americanized, stripped down Jesus that we learn here in this country. This is the Jesus of the Bible. These are the hard things that he taught. If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross. I think we've watered down the cross sometimes. We don't think about it because we don't see people hanging on a cross. I mean, that's a terrible, 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 awful, awful death. He said, take up your cross daily. Crucified. Be crucified daily and follow me. Give up this life. That's what he's saying here. This true discipleship. It's nothing new. Jesus has been teaching this all along. Matthew 10, 34 through 39, if you want to turn there in your Bibles. Matthew 10, 34 through 39. It says this, do not think that I've come to bring peace to the earth. That's Jesus again. Again, the Jesus we hear today is just ridiculous. It's not Jesus. This is the Jesus of the Bible. Jesus said, do you think that I've come to bring peace to the earth? I've not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I've come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it. Whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. So the crowds, they are increasing in number. And Jesus wanted to make sure that they understood his requirements. You know, many preachers today are out for nothing more than large crowds. They want large crowds there at their church. And they'll do almost anything. Dog and pony shows is what I call them. They'll do almost anything to increase the size of the congregation. This is because they think that with more people, the more people they can get in, the more prestige and the more money. Some who are more moral than that say that with every number is a person, and I want to see many saved. You'll see people say stuff like that as well. I've heard them say that on a few occasions. I want you to see what Jesus said. Jesus, being in the midst of a very, very large crowd of followers, would turn to them and he would say something like this. I'm not sure if you realize what you're getting into by following me. He would explain that following him would require loss in this world. So very clearly, Jesus isn't out to gather large crowds of followers, but a small number of true disciples. Quality over quantity was his desire. Recruits, not spectators, was his goal. In the realm of Jesus' evangelism, he very clearly tells us that would-be followers, that coming to Christ will cost you your family and even your own life, your family and yourself. Next, he tells us that it will not only cost your family and yourself, but also your stuff. Sometimes, I think in our day and age, that's probably worse. It will cost you your stuff. So second question this morning, have you counted the cost? Have you really counted the cost in following Jesus? That's a question everyone needs to ask themselves. So look back here, Luke 14, 28 through 33. 28 through 33. For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down, here it is, and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it? Otherwise, when he's laid a foundation, is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish. Verse 31, or what king going out to encounter another king in war will not sit down first and deliberate whether he is able with 10,000 to meet him who comes against him with 20,000? And if not, while the other is yet a great way off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. So therefore, any one of you who does not renounce all that he has cannot, here it is, get that word cannot be my disciple. You know, most modern day evangelists will tell you that if you will come to Christ And they would look out at you right now and they would say, just come to Christ. And if you'll come to Christ, guess what? You'll get a wonderful life. God will give you all of these wonderful things. You can live your best life now. You ever seen that garbage of a book? You live your best life now. That's not what the Bible teaches at all. Doesn't matter how big that man's church is who wrote that book. It's not what the Bible teaches. Is this true? That if you'll just come to Christ, everything's going to be perfect on this planet. Man, I think of the disciples. Man, they died horrible, horrible deaths. Did they not? Think of Paul the Apostle who did, all the anguish that he went through. Is this the message that Jesus is sharing with us? Remember, this is the Jesus of the Bible. This is the only way that you can be saved. Is this the true gospel? Now, it's true, it is true, that you'll receive all of these great riches. You will receive them in an eternal sense, in a spiritual sense, in a sense that you don't see them right now. It's true that you'll be blessed in many ways. Mark 10:28 says this, Peter began to say to him, see, he's talking to Jesus, we've left everything and followed you. But the issue isn't what you will get for following Christ by being a follower of Christ, but what it will cost you now in this life. Jesus' point is this, that it will cost you, and so you better count the cost before you sign up. Most today, claiming to be followers of Christ, have never given up anything. They've never given up the first thing. They've only desired to get things. But we see that with people like that, who really don't give up anything, they're just thinking, what will God give me? When times get difficult, they're the first people to throw in the towel. Times get difficult. Matthew 13:21 speaks of them. It says, yet he has no root in himself, for he endures for a while. And when tribulation or persecution arises on account of the word, immediately he falls away. So it's talking about those kind of people who think, oh man, I'll come to Jesus because there's something good that I can get right now. And as soon as bad things come, as soon as difficulty comes into their life, they're the first people to throw in the towel, to turn their back on the Lord Jesus Christ. So again, to all of us, so why have you come to Christ? Is it to get something in this life? Luke 18:22 says, when Jesus heard this, he said to him, one thing you still lack, sell all that you have. He's talking to this rich man. Sell all that you have and distribute to the poor, and you'll have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Here's an example. Most people who are looking for a church to attend ask certain questions. They'll ask questions like this. How friendly is the church? They don't ever think about themselves. They don't think about how friendly am I? Can I go to that church and help with the friendliness of it? They think about how friendly is the church? What are they going to be like to me? You see the selfishness in it. Do you have something for my kids? Do you have a youth group? Do you have this or that Bible study? I want to have Bible studies galore. Do you have a Sunday school class? Do you have Wednesday night service? But notice that all of these questions are focused on what the church can give them, not what they can give. What can what can I get out of this? I'd like more people to come and say things like this. I want to join, and I want to serve, and I want to work, and I want to live out the fruit of the Spirit. I'm going to do that. I don't care if this is the meanest church I've ever been in my life. I'm going to go there and live out a godly life. That should be the attitude. Where can I help? But most today, they're takers. They're not givers. Jesus now moves us on, and he points out something very frightening, especially in today's easy Christianity. So third question this morning. Do you follow Jesus completely? This is very important. Did everybody get that question? Raise your hand if you heard that question. Here it is again. Do you follow Jesus completely? That's a good question, isn't it? I like that. I still see some raised hands. Luke 14:34 and 35 says, salt is good, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? it is of no use either for the soil or for the manure pile. It is thrown away. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. So what's Jesus telling us here? What's he telling us here? Well, he's telling us that Jesus has set the terms for discipleship, and here they are. Give up everything and follow me. If need be, turn your back on your family, your friends, your stuff, and even your own life in order to follow me. Jesus will not play second fiddle to anyone or anything. According to Jesus, anything less is not Christianity at all. Claiming to be a follower and not following wholly is an empty claim. It means nothing. It's like salt that isn't salty. It doesn't even make good fertilizer. Its only purpose is to be placed in a trash heap. One thing Jesus does here is, in a roundabout way, did you notice this? Please catch this. In a roundabout way, he claims deity here. He claims that he's God. If he commands his followers to have no other loyalties except for him, then what does that make him? It makes him God. Give up everything, all your relationships, all your stuff, even your life, but don't give up Jesus. Everything else you can afford to lose, but don't lose Christ Jesus. Jesus has made the call to discipleship so restrictive that on one occasion, everyone left him except his own disciples. And in John 6, I'm going to take you there, he asked his disciples, are you going to leave too? John 6, 65 through 69. John 6, 65 through 69. And he said, this is why I told you that no one can come to me unless it's granted him by the Father. Did you catch that? There has to be a reason that Jesus said that. That wasn't some theologian that came down the history that we get mad at. That was Jesus that said that. I want you to catch that again. This is why I told you that no one can come to me unless it's granted him by the Father. That's an amazing statement. After this, many of his disciples turned back and no longer walked with him. So Jesus said to the 12, do you want to go away as well? Simon Peter answered him, Lord, I love this. Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life, and we have believed and have come to know that you are the Holy One of God. So I think it's time now that the bar is raised back to the place of biblical Christianity, not Americanized, watered-down Christianity. I'm afraid that in America, we've been living in a fairy tale world of make-believe. The demand of Christ upon his followers is total allegiance. He will not tolerate no rival to his lordship. King Jesus will not bow to you. He will not bow to me. We must bow to him and swear allegiance to him. Jesus is telling us straight up right here. He's telling us straight up that there is no fine print on the back at the bottom of Jesus' brochure of discipleship. When you sign up, you're signing over all your allegiance, and if need be, your own life. This is Jesus' demands for his followers. Remember, all Christians must be ready to give up everything for the call of Christ. So application here. Let's place ourselves in another make-believe situation. Let's imagine right now, this very second, Jesus calls you to move overseas and begin working with an unreached people group, sharing the love of Christ with them. Would you do it? Possible responses, possible answers. No, I couldn't possibly. I have various reasons why I can't do that. I can't go. I'd love to, but I just can't. Well, what are some of the reasons? What are reasons for this? Health, family, wealth, house. Now, catch this. If Jesus has truly called you to this, I'm talking about truly called you, not just you making something up, that he's truly called you to this, then your answer should be, yes, I can and I will. Where do I sign up? You know, Jesus has called you to follow, and he is leading wherever. I promise you that. Jesus has called us to follow, and he is leading you wherever. And to not go is to turn away from following him. And those who turn away have just shown themselves to be superficial or false followers. 3 questions. Are you a disciple of Jesus? Are you a follower of Jesus? Are you really a Christian? The answer must be yes to all of the questions or no to all. The questions are really one and the same. Are you truly saved? When you leave this life, are you going to be with the Lord Jesus Christ in heaven? Or are you going to spend eternity where he talked of more than anyone else in Scripture? He talked of a place called hell, a terrible, agonizing, awful place. Are you going to spend eternity there? Or are you going to spend eternity with the Lord Jesus Christ? Pray that you are willing, if need be, to forsake everything to follow Christ Jesus. Let us pray. God, I thank you. I thank you for your power, your might. These are not my words, they're your words. I pray, God, that you will not leave anyone alone, that you will convict them, that your consciences will be stirred. This is a powerful message telling us of what it should look like in the Christian's life, the believer's life. That we should have, or should be, forsaking all for Christ Jesus. Lord, I pray for those who might not be believers that are here this morning. Lord, we pray with humble hearts. We pray, Father, that you will draw them to your Son, Jesus Christ, that they might be saved. That they may believe on Jesus. That they may repent, turn away from rejecting Jesus and place their total allegiance, their total faith in Jesus Christ alone as their Lord, as their Master. I pray that they will do that this morning. Today is the day. We're not promised tomorrow. But Lord, we thank you. Thank you for that salvation that you have given us. We thank you it's only by the grace of God, by the unmerited favor of God. We thank you for that mercy of not giving us what we deserve. Lord, we love you, we praise you, we lift you high. In Jesus' holy name, amen.